Oh, hello there. You just caught me during my vacation. See, I need a break from perfection. Now, who could that be? Well, shoot. There goes my vacation.
Film is art. For over a century now, cinephiles have been hoarding into theaters like a bunch of dumb f***ing fish to a lure. Artistic expression used to be bound to canvas and oil, marble and chisel, architecture, the printed page. All beautiful, but motionless. With film, a simple idea can become as kinetic and as vivid as a star. And as a result, some of the greatest artistic minds ever have carved their name into human culture thanks to their endless creativity. Vina, Kubrick, Tarantino, Raimi, and of course, Tim Maltby. Oh, you don't know who Tim Maltby is? I mean, that's kind of shocking. I mean, he's got a whopping 9 movies under his belt, the most important of which being Norm of the North, a king-sized adventure.
You are truly a great king, and have honored the great emperors of China.
He also directed the 8th direct-to-DVD Scooby Doo movie, Aloha Scooby Doo, which we're gonna be talking about today. What do you know? As of 2026, there are 38 direct-to-DVD Scooby-Doo movies. Could there be a reason that Tim Maltby only directed one? Well, if you want to ask questions that could disparage Tim's name, you can go over there. No, see, if you really want to ask questions, you should be asking them about this movie's writer, Temple Matthews. He wrote softcore porn.
Aloha Scooby Doo is a film released by Warner Brothers Animation on February 8th, 2005. I watched it on a portable DVD player in Minnesota in a cabin without electricity. I woke up after a nightmare in the middle of the night and ran into a wall crying. This story is infinitely better than the one told in the movie.
The movie starts off in Hawaii. Duh. There's a competition to become the big kahuna of Hanahuna, but the islanders, particularly the top surfer on the island, Manu, and his friend, Little Jim, don't think non-locals should be able to compete. And not just because of xenophobia, but also because apparently the island spirits won't like it. And I'll be honest, it's pretty ahead of the curve to have Hawaiian anti-tourism sentiments being represented here, but, you know, I don't really blame the locals for being pissed.
Trying to scare us with your island spirit mumbo-jumbo, mumbo-jumbo.
Hey, fun fact, that's Tom Kenny, and he said mumbo-jumbo. Want to know what's funny? Tom Kenny also voices the greatest animated magician ever put to screen.
I, the amazing Mumbo, shall make all your money vanish.
Don't worry, original Teen Titans, we'll get to you eventually. Then suddenly, a bunch of gremlins show up and make things as messy as a mantis's love life. Things are burning in debris, and worst of all, Manu's girlfriend is kidnapped. Actually, even worse than all of that is his girlfriend's name.
Snooky, look out!
Hi. If you're too young to understand why this joke is funny, then you could go over there.
Now, to be fair, this movie predated Jersey Shore. But after seeing the Three Stooges movie, the concept of her alone scarred me.
For me?
Yeah, go on, open.
So the Scooby Gang ends up getting brought out to Hawaii by happenstance, because all good scripts have things happening out of happenstance. Shaggy sounds like he's 50 years older than he should be.
Like, how do you land these things?
I mean, maybe the psychedelic hippie lifestyle makes you age a whole lot quicker. Or maybe they should have replaced Casey Kasem a whole lot quicker. So Daphne's got a designer gig for a Hawaiian swimsuit company run by Weird Al. Well, okay, no, he's not actually Weird Al, he just looks like him. See, he's really Adam West.
And who wouldn't be terrified of the horrible Wiki Tiki?
Start pounding, Joker.
So everybody is fleeing Hawaii, but don't worry, Adam West is selling fake charms to ward off the evil spirit of the Wiki Tiki, who apparently has been disturbed by the non-islanders surfing on sacred waters and living on sacred land. Now, I know, that sounds familiar to something we've already heard about in this film, but I promise, it's interesting. It doesn't go how you'd expect, I swear. Because we need more exposition, the mayor of Hanahuna invites the gang to a wingding, as they call it. Man, this movie really is ahead of its time. We are 20 minutes into the movie and we're getting our first full-force Scooby-Doo joke. Shaggy does limbo and then Scooby digs under the pole. Because he's a dog. Well, if this is 20 minutes in, I can't wait to see the jokes that we get at 40 minutes in.
I can't repeat that.
So this whole luau wing-ding thing is kind of a front for this real estate guy to try and sell timeshares. And also for the mayor to drum up happy points for election day. I said it earlier, but you know, it's interesting to see Scooby Doo taking on the horrors of gentrification and politics. Oh, no. Sorry, that was too much thought. Here, have more tiki antics. You know what? I like that jingle. They've got something good here. I just hope they don't ruin it. Well, now it's just overplayed. You had something good going and you just kept on milking it. It was simple, it was sweet, it was charming, and you just had to drag it on well past its expiration date. And now, its legacy has been tainted. People won't think of Scooby that jingle for the humble little slice of comedy it was. They'll just see it as a withering carcass, a zombie replaying its greatest hits for the sake of a cheap nostalgia pop. It's not enjoyable anymore. It's just a product.
So yeah, I got a new favorite animated dog now.
So the mystery gang decides to try and lure the Wiki Tiki out, and they do so with Daphne. I'm starting to see the connections between this script and the writer's other works.
Temple Matthews wrote 3 short films for Playboy. 3!
So yeah, as according to Mystery Inc.'s plan, the Wiki Tiki is lured out and he reveals himself, and he looks like Akuma with the stone surfboard. Okay, here's my 5-second review of this scene. Good music, good action, great pig. The Tiki is defeated, but because the movie is only 30 minutes in, he drifts away and the gang lose him.
So not only does the Tiki look incompetent because he lost his first fight, but Mystery Inc. looks incompetent too because they lost his body. This movie really is a comedy.
Alright, let's get through the boring parts, which is honestly pretty much the rest of the movie. Spoilers, sorry. So Manu decides to take the gang through a dangerous-ass forest to see Auntie Mahina, a shaman who may have more info on the Wiki Tiki. And believe me, the trek to Auntie Mahina is dangerous.
A mango! A mango! A mango!
Let's move on. Manu gets kidnapped by the Wiki Tiki on the journey through the forest, and the gang finds Auntie Mahina. She warns him that the Tiki plans on sacrificing Manu and Snooki to the volcano, and then she gives them a charm to ward off the evil spirit and sends them on their way back. So the question is this offensive? Well, I know about as much about Hawaii as the writers of this film, so let's look at a review and see. Here's an anonymous Rotten Tomatoes score from 2011. What's more trustworthy than that? I like Scooby Doo and all, but this just makes fun of the Hawaiian Islands. Especially in the way that this movie makes us look like we all live in grass shacks on an island that's made up of beaches, palm trees, and lush rainforests. And please, don't make a small Hawaiian girl named Snooki. Alright then, that settles it. Another point for misrepresentation. See? I'm woke. Why do women not flock to me? Oh yeah. So the gang goes behind a waterfall because all good lairs are behind waterfalls. And beyond that, they go into a volcano lair with the world's worst CGI bats. Preceded by the world's worst CGI tiki fuckers. Hey, tell me if you've heard this one before. These guys look like PS2 models. Mystery Inc. gets deeper into the volcano and runs into Akuma again, who I forgot to mention can inexplicably shoot fireballs out of his mouth. We'll touch on this awesome aspect soon, don't worry. They beat him again, then find a tech lab that contains controls to the Tiki Gremlin bastards. And, well, what more can they do other than go home?
Call the police.
So the big kahuna of Hana contest happens. Scooby and Shaggy surf, the Tiki comes out, and as fast as you can say, let's just get this over with, I want to go home. The Tiki is finally beached. And get this, the Wiki Tiki turned out to be Manu. Now, I know I said this gets interesting.
You're really gonna stab me over Scooby Doo?
So here's the interesting part. Snooki was also in on it. And what was their big plan?
To scare off the locals and buy their homes for pennies on the dollar.
Alright, cool. So the guys who were opposing the hyper-touristy gentrification and politicization of Hawaii are the bad guys. Cool, awesome. Porno writer checks out. And in case you were wondering about all that tech stuff in the volcano, apparently Snooki is a rocket scientist. We just never knew it, nor was it ever hinted at. Yep. Porno writer. Hey, so rocket science does not explain why you can shoot fireballs through the mouth of a mask. That doesn't make any sense. Scooby wins and the two evildoers are sent away. Then Adam West pops back up again for no reason whatsoever other than to finish off the plot thread of Daphne's clothing brand, which was never continued beyond that first scene mentioning it, so why even bother? And we end on...
I mean, to be fair, I don't think this writer's very good at writing resolutions. I think he specializes in climaxes, because Paul...
So what else can I say? This movie has good music and some good backgrounds that remind me of Tangaroa Island from Spider-Man Friend or Foe. Check, it's been mentioned. So overall, good stuff. The only downside of this movie is that the script sucks, it's boring, it's not a good mystery, and it misrepresents a culture.
But all of that's a small price to pay. That's why I still consider Aloha Scooby Doo a true cinematic classic. 5 out of 5. Motherfucker.